Hey everybody. So I know I didn't do a video last week and it's halfway through this week, but there are a lot of reasons. One, I've been so busy that whenever I get free time to myself, I just want to do my stuff. And also, I've been really frustrated by the fact that there is background noise coming from the fan on my laptop and I can't seem to get rid of it. I even tried recording from the mic on my headphones and for some reason it was still there. I don't know what the deal is, so I'm just gonna have to learn to live with it, I guess. So a lot has happened the past 2 weeks. For one, and most obviously, school has started here, so I've started teaching classes, which is great because I love teaching classes. It's the one time where everything makes sense to me and I know what's going on. And I don't have to pretend like I understand Japanese customs. I can just be American and just show them what that's about. So that's been wonderful, actually. And working through little minor problems I've had with my English teacher have been pretty straightforward and simple. He just isn't particularly talented as an instructor, but he's not a bad guy. And it's easy enough for me to jump in and to sort of pick up the slack and the things that he's not good at, like explaining things or judging when the children are done with an activity. So I just kind of step in and make it work, and it's really great. And I've also started because at my school we have something a little interesting. I don't think this is normal in any way, shape, or form, but so we have our individual English classes, normal, but then at the middle school we also have an international department class where all of the grades have one class together, which for me all of the grades is still 10 students, so it's not even, it's half of a normal class. So we have the international department class, and it's supposed to be a little more fun. We don't use the textbook, we play more games, and that's my opportunity to do cultural lessons for them. So actually I've been playing a song at the beginning of each lesson. So the last one I did was Taylor Swift, "We Are Never Getting Back Together." So I even printed out a lyric sheet and did translation on one side so that they could get the general feeling of the song. Because the first time I did a song with them, they liked it, but it was, A, was the first time, so it seemed random to them, and B, they have no idea what's going on. They're like, yeah, I guess this sounds cool, but I have no idea what they're saying, so I thought that might be more engaging. And then they have something to focus on, and I don't feel weird about the fact that, I can't really read them. So I was very pleased with that. And since I did the translation myself, I was very happy when there was only like 1 or 2 corrections that I had to make. It was really awesome. And I love elementary school. Elementary school is the best because I have one class with the 5th and 6th graders that I team teach with the JTE, the Japanese teacher of English from the middle school, but I have 2 classes a week there, one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. One with the younger kids and one with the older kids, that I completely decide what we're going to do. We have, I guess, somewhat of a curriculum. We have the grammar points that we're supposed to cover for the month. But basically I just look at the grammar points and I think of ways to do it that are fun. So it's awesome. The only thing is, I have no idea what's happening if it's not class time. That's the thing about school. I don't know what's happening. But I pretty much just sit around and just make myself busy until somebody tells me that I need to go and do something. And I figure if nobody cares enough to tell me to do something, or if nobody remembers to tell me to do something, it probably isn't very important. So that's been my plan, and it's been working out okay. School lunches also started. For the most part, they're pretty delicious. I love anything that they make on bread day. Bread day is 2 days a week. It's Wednesday and Friday, and I love bread day. At first I was concerned that the sizes were going to be hard for me, but as long as I eat quickly, it's fine. I mean, it is more than I would normally eat for lunch, and in fact, I've been discovering that actually I don't tend to get hungry for dinner, so I've been making very small dinners, or sometimes skipping. So that's school. School is awesome, and I have a lot of things that I'm supposed to do there. A lot of different responsibilities. There have been some surprises and some things that I expected. For example, I knew that I have to help out with lunch at the elementary school. I help one day a week on Thursday. I don't cook the food. I just put it into plates. I just divide it up for the teachers. It's not a big deal. And then I just help clean up a little bit afterwards. Not a big deal. I guess it wasn't that surprising, but I, had to find out and then pay my little fees for the tea and coffee that we have in the staff room. So, not a big deal. It's like $5 at the elementary school and $7 at the middle school, so not even that much money, and that's for the whole month. Okay. So I guess that's it for like happy fun time. And on to some more serious stuff. So I don't want to get into the details of it, but unfortunately, after the second day of school, I left elementary school and I went to go meet my supervisor, and because he was going to help me with some stuff, and he was rushing out of the building saying, there's been an accident and I need to go help. And I thought, okay, normal. And then later on, I was in the dorm, and the teacher from next door, who's a very, very kind, sweet woman, came over and told me that the accident, actually I had passed the accident off to the side of the road very close to the dorm. It wasn't a traffic accident, it was some sort of work-related accident nearby, and apparently one of the students, or, one of the parents of some of our students had died in the accident, the father of two boys. And one of them is in middle school, one of them is in elementary school. And when she told me, obviously at first I didn't understand, and she had to explain that what she had just said is that one of the parents died. And then I asked her who, and she told me whose dad it was, and that was, there was no good answer, but it just stinks because I'm just starting to get to know these kids, and I know that those two boys in particular were so energetic and lively and must have had such a great, happy family life, and then their dad died, so that was terrible. And the only good part, I guess, is that our job at school is to be the normal thing in their life. So the funeral in Japan is a two-parter. We went in the evening when the funeral started. The family does an all-night vigil, and then the next afternoon is the actual funeral ceremony. And so we had a little break during school time for everyone to go, including all the students. And it was hot and uncomfortable wearing my all-black suit, but we did it. And yeah, like I said, school is supposed to be the normal thing. So at home, life may be crazy, trying to keep everything together, but at school, we just, we are the part that keeps moving, to show that life doesn't stop even when it sucks. The world doesn't stop turning. So I'm just very careful. For example, our grammar point was, this makes me feel a certain way. And when we were having that lesson, I did not ask the boy what makes him sad, because that is a whole can of worms that I don't want to open. I will ask every other adjective and teach the grammar point just as well. Yeah. So I learned about Japanese funerals way sooner and in a much, more tragic way than I had thought. I thought, somebody's grandmother would die. And yes, that's very, very sad, but, you know, having lived a full, rich life, acceptable. But that was not the way I expected that to happen. Other than that, I've been very, very busy. I have been... I've been in town for a variety of reasons. Hill climb. So everybody else went to Osaka and had a great ass time. And I helped out with hill climb, which could have been worse, but was still work. And it's frustrating because people, okay, I know you don't know me and I know I'm not that good at Japanese, but I know numbers, I know what water is. It's just when people are relying on you, all of a sudden it occurs to them that you might not speak Japanese. But when they're talking to you and giving you information just on a day-to-day basis, it never occurs to them that you might not understand what they're saying. So, it's frustrating. But that was over and I can get compensation days off for it, so there's that. And then we're supposed to have sports festival on Sunday. So even though it was supposed to be a 3-day weekend, broken up by sports day, I didn't make any plans to go out and do stuff because I thought I had to be back in town. Well, then it's typhoon season, so our sports day got rained out and moved to next Sunday. So I was a little upset. So I indulged in some retail therapy. I went into the city, spent the whole day at the mall, which was super fun. I was excited to learn I can buy pants in Japan, which is something I didn't think I'd be able to do. So I'm set. I can buy any clothes here that I want without any problem. In fact, I found those pants faster and easier than I would in America. I have a hard time with pants, and I found those just fine. And the mall was super fun. So many cute things. So it was a good time. So I made the most of it. And I splurged on a bunch of food. And today I made tortillas and salsa and made some homemade nachos. Oh god, it was awesome. And I had time today because we were supposed to have class, but then typhoons, so the roads aren't safe. So I went into work for an hour and a half, and then the vice principal was like, hey, there's nothing to do here, we're not having class, and the roads aren't safe, so you guys just go home. So we did, and I came and I cooked back here with one of the other teachers, and that's about it. That's my life. I'm settling in pretty well here. I'm finding things that I like. I've rearranged my room so it's more comfortable. I would say I have my setup here about 75% where I want it. Need a little more furniture, a little more decorations. Need to get rid of some of the old stuff that is more my predecessor's taste than mine. Nothing personal, just everybody likes different things. And I don't like a lot of her things. Just fine. I'm sure she would hate most of my stuff. So there's that. I guess it's worth noting my tortillas were almost a disaster. Of course, because I have somebody else there, it's going to be the time that my tortillas just completely fail. So that was really frustrating. Luckily, it was the woman next door, and she's super sweet. So she's just like, hey, why don't we just add more flour and try again? So I took a deep breath for her sake, and we did it, and it worked. So that's all for now. I'll talk about parties next time. So next time, parties. See you later, guys.